Kukrudu. Rado. Thank you very much for all of you making the time to be here. It's a nice opportunity to be in Jirapa and the Upper West region in general. Third Vice National Chairman.
Ebusiafo Ghana Patriotic TV sunie. Ghana Patriotic TV sunie. Se on subscribe ya. Subscribe sisi ya na Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia akopie mu ewo Japa. I ono for baby. Na thank you to no eno oye na me the exclusive videos e di beba. Na ensemble Dr. Bawumia, former vice president, and the flag bearer, former flag bearer, the MPP akano. And yes, and Kutuakra, and someone wakano, who to say, a similar mood do pa, enchibiano, with the exclusive videos, who you know, baby, Hana Binya, and Mr. Mia Bell, no sooner subscribe, also subscribe, ya, can be a to, like Dr. Bawumia to, a coso, I be a coso biano, once I have a notification, no when you be here. It was subscribe ya na bibia so etima kama na ye sha say Dr. Bawumia ekopie mu no e na o ka se 2024 election ba so no NDC for mpeni for ani ade ekoboko enwo mu di ntro bebre eto no so no wato akode e de ma boko for se omofa nkontokwa na o kan na kese otu se ade a yawe hosem a na atachi ne pa o se adeti no bi opasu ni sei ombedi entro ade ato no so o se ni sa entro ade propaganda no mo ye no etonkofo trim ama eho nyina no omoto aba etia MPP elboko we ene nsema Dr. Bawumia ka o se ni NDC for MPC no ena mentro mu di enti no omu kromboko ho no omu ntimi nko ho because enkofo no mo ho no buafu amomahu se atro Uduhadasem and the NDC for Ebeka Chomo, Dr. Bawumia account. Inti Echibiano, made the video never ba. No, and some Dr. Bawumia account, or so dear, or you be as soon Juna ope. It is say, or more bedroom draw a tunko for the Sansam now, mobile kind, say, or talk with them uncle for them. A idea, a rank of foot trimpa. I'm on one income for crown, or buffalo, and motor betiano. Inti Yentie Dr. Bawumia.
That there's been intermarriages, and so many unfortunate lives have been lost in this conflict. So many. And we should do everything to bring peace. We don't want to say things that will worsen the situation. Unfortunately, the NDC saw this conflict as an opportunity to play politics. So they told a big lie on me. You heard it. They said I had bought weapons to go and give to Mamprosis to kill Kusa. Didn't you hear it? Yes, that was a huge big lie. And it impacted people's thinking and in terms of the elections. You know, it made a lot of Kusasis very angry and all of that. But that was a big lie told upon me. But only God makes things right. And today, as we are speaking here today, the people in Bawku now realize that the NDC lied to them. They now realize that the NDC lied to them. What they said was not true. In fact, the NDC MPs in Bawku, the Bawku zone, are having a very tough time. They cannot go home. Haven't you heard that? Haven't you heard that? They are looking for them. After lying about me, now they have to go home and answer because they cannot deliver what they have promised the people, and they are not willing to go home, and that is the problem that they are facing right now. In fact, 3 or 4 days ago, was it 3 days ago? I was in Konongo. And when the Kusasi chief of Konongo heard I was in town, he took his people and came to greet me and to welcome me and to tell me they don't have a problem with me. This is Konongo. And they now see that this was a deliberate effort to tarnish my reputation, and I had nothing to do with this. So I thank God that this has come very quickly to clear my name, and I believe today if we are having elections in Bawku, we will have a different outcome in Bawku as a result. But results, the NDC's results, between 2020 and 2024, there was not much change. In fact, they had virtually the same numbers between 2020 and 2024. John Mahama's vote went up by about 100,000. That was it. But MPP, our votes went down by 2.1 million. That was the difference. Our 2020 votes were down by 2.1 million votes. 2.1 million people refused to vote. John Mahama won the election with 1.7 million votes. So if all things being equal, the 2.1 million had come out to vote for us, we would have won the election. Simple. So I've always believed, and we all know, that we in the NPP, we are more than the NDC in terms of just the electoral side. Our supporters are more than their supporters. So whenever we come out in unity to vote, we always will beat them. But in this particular election, 2.1 million of our people refused to vote. And that was very disturbing. And when you look at it, most of these people, 84% of these 2.1 million people, came from our strongholds, where we normally get the most of our votes. That is where they came from. In Greater Accra region, 571,000 of our supporters refused to go and vote. 571,000. In Ashanti, 429,000 did not vote. In Eastern, 258,000 did not vote. In Central, 231,000 did not vote. In Western, 164,000 did not vote. In Bono, about 100,000 did not vote. That is the core of the problem we had. The place where we get most of our votes, many people decided this time that they would not vote. And it was a very strange occurrence because the decision of people not to vote was, permeating across all the country, every constituency. From Axim to Zebela, you had the same type of behavior. It is as if they held a meeting amongst themselves and said that when the day comes, we will not come out. But they didn't invite us to the meeting.
Polling stations, constituencies, electoral areas, the regions, the diaspora, and the national level, you fought. We had the superior message and we had the superior candidates. But God in his wisdom said we should wait. We appreciate your fight. We appreciate everything that you did for the party. We might have our lapses that you did not like. The government might have its lapses that you did not like. We cannot be perfect. There's never been a perfect situation as we said. And on behalf of the party, the kind permission of the General Secretary, I stand here to apologize to you in any form, all sincerity, of anything that we have done collectively as a party and government that you don't feel happy. We apologize and assure you. 21, of which Congress directed the National Council to conclude the discussions in 2021 and resubmit to Congress for adoption or otherwise. All this will be put together and Congress will come on in July for us to decide the fate of the party as with regards to these particular sections that I have mentioned. We would also define clearly in the new constitution upon the amendments that will be made, every position's role will be defined so that role conflicts will stop and we in the constituency and polling stations will know what we have to do at any point in time. Again, Michael Quay's report did not mince the words. It also pointed out to our comments our comments. Our means here the new patriotic party members' comments. Before and during the elections affected us, we need to be mindful of our own comments against each other. It is not something that is good for us, and the committee report has pointed out to that. Again, you mentioned to the committee that award of contracts from the top affected the development of the constituencies and leading to the neglect of our strongholds, which we have lost. The party is taking all these key points very seriously.